Let's try one time.
One more time. Nada.
You okay, full screen it is. Not like I haven't done this before.
Okay.
Hey, this seems good now. Do you see my screen now?
Yes.
We can see it.
Awesome. I cannot see you because my screens are all messed up. Cool. Welcome to this week's community meeting. I guess we can already kick it off. All the usual suspects are here, I think. Yeah, today's December 6th. Let's post the document one more time, just in case. Please add your name to the list here, and then we can right away kick it off with the community time block. And I put in basically the similar PSAs as last week. The governance committee election is live now. I think if you're an organization member, you should have gotten an email with the link to the vote on Helios. Please vote. I think it's open. Stacy, I think you will know that. How long is the vote open? When is
I
it
think it's
closing?
until January 7th, something like that.
Till January 7th, 2024. Wow.
January 8th. Sorry, I was wrong.
January 8th.
Double check myself.
Looking it up. Yeah, please cast your votes. We have like, I think 5 nominees now, and you can cast 3 votes for the 3 seats in our governance committee. So yeah, please do that. Next, I wanna shout out again. We did it last week already, but I wanna shout out again that we are gonna move to the CNCF Slack. And we are gonna retire our own Keptn Slack workspace pretty soon, as far as I remember, like next week or so. I don't quite remember. But yeah,
13th. I think it was the 13th, but I'm not sure.
It's the 13th. You're right, Mike.
awesome. So yeah, we have a few Keptn channels on the CNCF Slack. Please join those, and as always, we are available here and there for now, but then we will probably only be available there and not in the Keptn workspace anymore. Also another PSA. Keptn V1 is gonna hit its end of life soon on 22nd of December. Which means that we will no longer support Keptn V1 with dependency security updates and such stuff. We have the new Keptn slash Keptn Lifecycle Toolkit, as it was called before. Check it out. Not like Keptn is going anywhere. Yeah. Also the community talk by Rakshit and Shirang. Is anybody of those guys here?
Yeah, so that's just a link to the schedule for now, but once it's once the video recording is posted, I'll make sure that that's distributed so that people know about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just gave it this my morning, your afternoon. Just today.
Nice. Okay. This brings me to the end of my stuff for the community time block. Anybody else have anything? Also from the community, anything you want to add? Cool. Then I guess we can jump over to documentation. And I guess I will hand over to Meg if he has
Or
anything.
you can take it, say the only thing for the record where we are with the new tooling. And a heads up to everybody that they need to use new tools if they're doing any more development right now.
Yes, exactly. I will actually use the same links as previous previously.
Okay.
We are gonna switch to new documentation / website tooling. We have this nice tracking epic for it, which you can check out. We're basically moving to a different hosting provider and also a different website build tool, which will mostly make it easier for maintainers to maintain everything. So that, yeah, we can be faster with development and also work in a more structured way mostly. Let's see, I can quickly show off the POC for this. This is my MKDocs testing project that I created. Kind of see how the whole thing will look like. This would be the documentation page then. It would have the same content, just displayed differently. It would still be Markdown under the hood. So from a documentation writing point of view, not a whole lot will change, except for some minor things that will be adjusted in the contributing guide. But yeah, there's some cool features from this docs tooling, like something like dark mode by default and lots of other things that are cool to have. Also stuff like this, last update. We're also going to have this nice version drop down here. It's going to look slightly different. But yeah, if you want to know more about this, please read about it in this epic and then also in the task list with all the different issues. As you can see, we actually already resolved some of those, but there's still some open if you want to grab those.
One thing that I wrote down in the document is, please, if you want to provide new content, provide that into the docs/new folder instead of the old docs.
Yes, exactly. If we manage to contribute everything to the new folder, probably myself won't have to do another round of migration of content in the end, which is very great if I don't have to do that. But let's see.
So
If
should we do
anybody
it in
needs-
both folders for now? Or just
No,
Just the new one, I
okay.
would suggest.
just a
And do
new
we have
one.
an estimate as to when we're going to go public with that? Is it gonna be when we publish 0.10?
It is probably gonna be with 0.10, together with 0.10. But I don't have a concrete date on when that will be. But yes, with 0.10. So the currently available release of the docs is going to be the last one for the old page, and we're going to release the new one on the new page.
And can, if somebody other than the core team needs to look at the docs under development, do we have a different URL for that now?
It's
Or,
still the same old URL for now. So that's only going to change when we actually release the thing.
okay,
Not
but under the development, but the development link won't be what's under new docs new, right?
It won't be, but you will have PR previews. Just not from Netlify, but from Read the Docs. It's going to be on your PRs.
Okay.
We are kind of in between limbo state right now. I know it's a bit tough for content creation there. That's why we wanna get this out quickly.
Right.
So that we can get back to a more structured way of working with this. So yeah. But you can always build and serve the page locally, the new one and the old one actually. I will post this again on Slack maybe, but with separate make commands, and it's fairly easy, fairly straightforward, same as before. It's like make serve, but now it's like make doc serve. Then you will get the new page, just local. Any questions to this other than that? Giovanni added a link here, a pull request. What's it about?
I think you were looking at the wrong document page. I didn't add that
Am
link.
I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was still at the old.
No worries.
Um,
But please check that PR and approve it.
cool. Sure. Anything else regarding documentation? Otherwise, I would move on to refining some tickets for
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's do it. I created this new refinement project here on GitHub, which just shows the needs discussion and ready for refinement tickets. So we have one place to see those before the community meeting as well. Let's get started with this one. This is actually needs discussion and not refinement necessarily. Adam pointed out that our old landing page, v1.keptn.sh, is not available anymore. Or actually, keptn.sh redirects to lifecycle.keptn.sh, which is our new page, but the old one is not available anymore. If I click here and fix the link, this will also redirect me to the lifecycle page. So there's no way to access the old landing page right now, which is actually intended. But we should switch the links to point to the docs because those will still be available. So if you add here v1.keptn, .sh/docs, this should still be available with the old docs.
Okay.
So Adam
Which
is
is
right.
the same behavior if you write keptn.sh/docs.
Is it?
Yes. It's preserving the same
That's cool.
behavior because it's a really mirror of the existing website.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. There was some discussion about it, and my suggestion would be to just change the link on the main page here on keptn.sh. This one here, Keptn v1, is now broken because it points not to the docs but to the same page as before. I would suggest to just change that link to /docs so that it directly points there. Then that should work again. So that's what I suggested here. I hope everybody's fine with that.
I'm in favor.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there a gonna be a banner on the docs, or is there a there's not a banner now, right?
For saying that Keptn would be end of life soonish,
Yeah.
or what type of banner would you
Yeah.
like to have?
That's what I was thinking. We talked about having a banner up there that.
I was thinking to create such thing only once we really put that project end of life, but it makes sense to have it also before that, maybe. Yeah.
I think you should do it before. I think we should have probably done it in the past, but
Yeah, fair.
I think it's better to do it now than to wait.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that and then we can create a ticket for it later. Where's the notes to myself? Here. Cool. I will create that ticket later.
Thank you.
Okay, other than that, we actually have a contributor working on this already, as I see. And I think I assigned it already. Yes, it's already assigned and in progress, so that should hopefully be resolved soon with the link. Then we don't have this weird redirect loop. Okay, then I guess we can remove the needs discussion here. This is not about docs. This is another needs discussion about the docs. I put on hold on this and this discussion because it was kind of a weird discussion going on here, where we didn't actually get any consensus in the end. So I wanted to bring this up again. I think there was a previous ticket to this one that's actually implemented already, if I'm not mistaken. Man, where is this? This one. Quickstart needs a Keptn app. This was implemented already, but not in a very good way, I would argue. Because if you go to this page, this is about the. No, it's not. It's getting
No, it's
started. Guide.
observability, I think, got it. Yeah.
Yes. This guide in the end got basically the whole development, startup, abilities. Okay, this should be it. Yes. So as a result of that ticket before, we got the whole CRD reference page of the Keptn app in here, which is not really the desired outcome, since that's really bad for maintainability. As soon as we need to change something, we need to change it in multiple places. So I don't think that's the solution. That's why I put this ticket on hold here, because that would have been the next thing we added there, to kind of adjust this reference block already, so that it would already have differences compared to the actual reference page. In
Well,
my
it's too much for getting
opinion,
started.
in my opinion, yes, I agree. It's too much for getting started, and we can just link to the page. We don't need
Yes.
to recreate it. So I think we should stop this and create a follow-up ticket to update that basically to have a
Could we
link to
just
the
include,
Keptn app page and stuff.
we have another ticket and another PR that's looking at this same document. Could we just link this to that? That was something I planned to do in that one.
That would also be fine, I guess. So do you want to take this over here, or should I comment?
Yes.
and
Yeah,
close it and stuff?
I'll just grab it.
Then in the meantime, I will close this, I think, since we don't need it anymore then. And you will probably use your already open PR for this guide.
Yes. Or
Yeah.
let me close it after I put the link in.
Sure. Then you take it over.
Yeah, and I'll close it.
Good. Then I think we can remove the news discussion label here as well. Then we have another five tickets to go here for documentation. What's the time?
I don't know
Still
that.
have some time.
Why don't you go through them in order? Or I've only got that one that I want just because I have a PR that's for an unrefined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would have been the order top to bottom basically that I came up with. That's fine with you.
Yeah.
But we can also talk about this one that you're already implementing before, maybe.
That's the one I'd like to get refined. So, and that's
Yeah,
the
sure
one
then.
that'll, yeah.
Let's go with this one. You want to take the word?
Sure. It's not, there's some little edited things. There's some bad syntax. It needs a better intro and it doesn't have a lot of links. So if you go through this getting started guide at the end, you're just done. So I'd like to have more at the end, key points to say for more information and link to the other docs to lead people forward. And I screwed up and created this ticket and then started the PR. So that's why I would like this approved. So I can go ahead and finish that PR.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I would say.
So it's largely edits, and adding some links. And then this is the one that will remove the duplicated Keptn app information and replace it with a link to that, as well as to the accompanying guide chapter, which might be more useful. Good.
I'll add this here. Anything else to add to this? Questions?
No, then I think it makes sense that we go through all the things, the tickets, and last time we did a whole bunch of doc stuff and didn't get to key software ones. So I'm
I
good
think
if you
this should
just
be
want to do
fine.
them.
Yeah, let's just do them by order. This is another one from Adam here. Guide to under quotation marks nuking Keptn V1. I think this is still missing in the migration guide. So that would be a good addition, I would say, to add this. So basically, what you need to do to fully remove Keptn v1 from your cluster so that you can prepare to install the new version. I added a definition of done here. There should be a new page probably. We have the Keptn uninstallation with Helm tested and documented. So I think it would make the most sense to actually have an installation, test it out, see what like leftovers are there after Helm uninstall. So one thing, for example, would be the Keptn v1 project Git repos. That's kind of up for discussion, in my opinion, what we should do with those. Because you could kind of reuse them a little bit.
Yeah.
For GitOps, depending on what the content is, but not necessarily like that. Anybody have an opinion about that?
What do you mean under Git repos? We're speaking about removing the installation from the cluster. The repos are outside.
Yeah, but if you want to fully remove it, then those should be removed as well.
They create the
Yeah.
repositories manually, so they should manually also remove them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a guide that explains how you can,
In the
take, for
V1.
example, the SLI and SLO files from those repositories and then pass them on to the conversion script that we have for, generating the analysis value templates and analysis definitions from that. So maybe we can add a link to this guide that I think we already have. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly this one. Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe here we
Yeah.
can also mention how to remove from Helm the Keptn repo so that there are no conflict with the new.
And I do think this page should link to the whole migration guide because there's some other things in there that might be useful to somebody. And then we'll make sure the landing page of the migration guide has a banner back to the other document also about how to nuke it. So
I think this should be under the migration guide, this new page.
yeah,
Because it's not uninstalling
right,
the
you're
new
right.
one. Okay.
Yeah, so I would create a
Under the migration
uh,
section, yes.
sibling page here, basically, under those two,
Right.
or next to those two, I mean.
Yeah.
So I would also include this with like deleting. Actually, first talking about, yeah, you can reuse your SLOs and use this migration guide for that, and then I would include removing the Git repos. That would be one part of like leftover data from Keptn v1 then.
Yeah.
I think.
We could also mention
Like
then
that.
to clean up your own MongoDB instance.
Another good addition, yeah.
And we have a volunteer for this.
There.
Emma?
Yes. What you meant, Anna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else to add?
You promised to assign it.
Yep.
Yep.
Just to be explicit about it so that users don't create stuff in the old docs. Yeah, then I guess I can remove the thing and oh, that's not difficult. Cool. And then I guess we can also move it to progress. Awesome. Then up next, update the contribution guide with new content about local development and branches. This is part of the website overhaul. So this is about updating the contrib guide and adapting it basically to the new docs tooling. What you need to have installed, how branching works, how you can do local development. I think it should be fairly straightforward. It's not that different. So we don't have page and main branch anymore. It's just going to be main branch, which will have the same behavior as before. Just that the actually released versions are not going to be on the page branch, but also on the main branch, just with the normal git tag. And then the local development section, of course, needs to be updated with the new make commands and stuff that Andre already implemented. I think, did you update the contrib guide already, Andre? I don't think so.
I think partially, but not fully.
Partially. Okay, then at least
Double check.
yeah, double checked and or updated. Double check. So, yeah.
But then when that's done, how do we access the new contributing guide between now and when we release 0.10?
As I said, we are kind of in a weird limbo state.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the markdown pages, like the markdown files themselves, are always there, the latest ones that you could always check.
What did... No, nothing.
For this one, I would argue maybe it makes sense to actually update it on the old and the new guide.
But then we will need to release the old guide or patch it.
We can do a cherry pick commit.
Yeah,
we
just
can
patch.
cherry pick the commit onto the live version.
Yeah, that could be the solution.
With the uninstall guide that we have in the dev branch, which is quite handy.
Yeah.
So you mean both should?
Uninstall of the new Keptn, I mean, not the uninstall of old Keptn.
because once the PRs are merged, we cease to have Netlify, right? For them. So we can't even use.
I'm not sure I followed you, Meg. Could you please repeat?
Well, we were saying that for the unpublished material to be available through Netlify until 0.10, but I think the Netlify goes away when you merge, and of course the URL would change each time too, right?
That's only for the PR, but there is still the development branch, and that's fixed. The URL won't change.
The main.lifecycle.blah, that will still be available.
Wait a minute, so the development branch will be available?
The development branch of the old docs will be available with anything that changed up until now.
But not for the new branch.
The new branch is gonna be
only visible after release.
Actually,
as a website.
I'm not real
we
comfortable
do
with
have
that.
a latest version already, and that is the version from main branch. It just doesn't have a nice URL yet. But this is the main branch.
Okay, this is overcomplicating things.
I think if people need guidance, they can also ask us, like, for the 3 weeks that we are still in this state.
The reality of things is, if we review documentation PR in the next month, we will have to make sure they are in the right folder.
Yes. I think we can handle it on a case-by-case basis. Everybody fine with that?
Yeah, I'm still concerned about the long term of not having the development branch, but
long term we will have it.
Oh, once
long
it's done,
term,
okay.
it's gonna be it's not gonna be a development branch like that. like before, but it's gonna be what I just showed.
So it'll
Gonna
be the
be
docs.
Keptn.sh/en/latest.
Isn't the
Okay.
version now working or not?
What version?
The drop-down menu that you have now. Oh, no, okay, never mind.
It is working. We just don't have any other release
Yeah.
versions yet.
Expected that you
So
already
latest
configured.
is the main branch. So we are gonna have what you're suggesting, Mike. So that should be fine. Let me get some stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Any other remarks about this? Questions, concerns? Then here from Mac. Has an update info about context parameterized functions and secrets. Mac?
Yes. It's all in the chapter of development or the page of development tasks and the guides. And whoopsie, and I didn't do a DoD. This is old material that was written at the very beginning of the project and has not been revised since then. And I think there's errors and it's not terribly clear. And it may need to even be moved out into its own. That needs to be looked at. And
Are you sure that this is even up to date now?
no, but it's not gonna change. There's gonna be other things changing around that one, so this still needs to be read and looked at.
Okay.
I think
Does
we've
this
got the context is confusing too, since it's context, and we're about to have a third one, so we need to look at it. But I don't know that it's the highest priority either. And
Kinda
that's the DoD, the
confused.
definition of done, yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of not sure what actually needs to be done in this case.
What I actually need is people with real understanding to review what's there and tell me how.
Okay, so this is not necessarily adding new content or changing content, rather reviewing what is there
Maintenance.
and then seeing
And see,
if
which
we even
I'm
need to
almost
change
sure,
something.
I'm sure it needs changing. I will add a DoD to this one.
Okay, then yeah, then let's add a DoD and just refine it next week.
Right, yeah.
I don't think this is super pressing right now,
No,
so I will put this
I
back.
think one of the problems is I think the information's buried. I don't know if people ever know that to look at it, so,
Yeah, okay, so then we'll just postpone this to next week.
yeah, good.
Cool, and then we have this last documentation issue that I created about a docs page to migrate to the new Keptn custom metrics exporter. This was an outcome from a discussion on Slack that I put the screenshot of here. So basically, if users have the Prometheus adapter already installed in their cluster, they can't install Keptn with the default settings just out of the box, because you can only have one of those adapters in the cluster, and Prometheus has one, and we also have one. And as soon as one is there, the other one can't be installed anymore. We actually did fix some stuff about this. So enabling and disabling of the metrics adapter in our Helm chart is possible already, just not released yet, but we merged the feature already.
Okay,
But this should be reflected in the migration guide as well, and I don't think it is. No,
no,
I don't know. I think Flo, you implemented the feature, or at least reviewed the PR for this.
Sorry, I was searching for the mute button. Yeah.
I was this one, so it was very recently merged. So I don't think this actually any updates happened to the migration guide in any.
wait a minute, so this is affecting users who are migrating from Keptn v1 to?
Not necessarily. Actually,
the audience
now
of the
that you
migration guide.
say it, it doesn't really fit into the migration guide, more into the installation guide, probably.
How about
Yeah,
the
that's only for the
configuration?
installation. For the case where you already have a custom matrix adapter and you don't want to have that overwritten or conflict with ours.
Maybe
I
it's
think
worth to
there's a
have it under the configuration
There's the
subpage.
configuration section under installation. Yeah, and that's right.
Exactly. This is where it fits. Exactly.
Yes.
Create docs page. This doesn't make sense. Create docs page on how to install Keptn, probably without a custom matrix operating.
Well, let's make the DoD page created and let's say where it goes.
Page
Uh,
created under
in-
the installation configuration
Yeah, good.
folder in docs new. Yeah, so this is kind of the missing part. We should have a page for this. It's kind of important configuration, I think.
Yes.
Ooh, anything to add here additionally to what is there already? Oh. Okay, then I think we are done with documentation issues and we are right on time.
Right.
Cool. Any last things for documentation? Okay, then let's jump to the next refinement block for block for any other tickets. And we actually want to bring back the voting again. I'm gonna share this link here. Where is my other screen? So everybody join the Scrum Poker here, and then we can kind of kick it off with some estimations on the tickets as well. The estimations themselves are not super important. It's more to give incentive for people to think about tickets in detail. So this is also why we just have, oh, come on. This is also why we just have t-shirt sizes and stuff here. So, oh, actually, before that, we have two needs discussion tickets. And I think Andre just left, did he?
Yep.
Because he worked on this research. So then I'll take it over. We kind of worked on trying out Keptn with searchmanager.io again, and noticed that it doesn't really work as we thought it would. So we are not fully compatible with searchmanager.io right now to have certificates for our cluster internal webhooks for validating and mutating webhooks and stuff. And yeah, the outcome was that we need to adjust our integration with that slightly. We're going to make it more flexible so that users will have more options to use CertManager.io with Keptn instead of the Keptn certificate. You can read about all the research findings in this ticket here, 2508. And in the end, the outcome was actually 3 implementation tickets / documentation issues that will be implemented in the near future, refined and implemented in the near future. So yeah, there's some minor work to be done to be fully compatible and to have full flexibility for users, basically, to use Cert Manager. Yeah, however they like. That is that. And then for this one, we actually had a voting going on if we should implement that or not. And I guess the vote is over now. And it seems we are not implementing this. So that was about moving all the Helm values from the subcharts into the umbrella Helm chart so that they're all in one place. And the vote went 7 versus 7 for not doing it, not migrating the Helm values, and 2 before migrating it. And with this, I think we can close this ticket as not
Please
done.
write a message, yep,
Yeah.
with the date.
Yeah.
Um,
So this means that still, if they want to modify a Helm value that's in one of the, they're gonna have to copy it out of the umbrella chart and copy it into the,
It would not change
Okay.
anything for user, it's just how the documentation would look like and the answer to the Helm show values. I forgot the command.
Yeah,
It's
Helm
written
show
there,
values.
yeah. But how to interact with our Helm charts, nothing will change for our end user.
which is maybe unfortunate. We'll have to, that, I think it's pretty awkward instructions, but let's see how it goes.
It is the common standard though, but that's something I think. But let's see. We can always reevaluate this later.
Right,
If people complain, we can definitely reopen the ticket.
yeah.
Okay. And this is the one we said we're gonna refine next week. Okay, I have one here that I wanted to bring up, which could be a cool community ticket. We want to introduce a bit more better repo stats for Keptn. I don't know if anybody knows those, but we have those GitHub insights here, which kind of tell you like traffic analysis, for example, how many Git clones do we have, how many visitors in the repo we have, and where they come from, and stuff like that, and which are the most viewed pages. And this is all cool, but it's only data from the last 14 days, and after that, the data is gone. So that's not so cool. And we found a nice GitHub action that basically just takes that data and archives it in our repository directly, so that we kind of can remove this 14-day limitation. So basically just takes an archive every day, saves it, and then prints reports with the same data, just with a longer history. That's the plan. And for that, yeah, we have this GitHub action. There's a nice tutorial on the actions page directly, how to set it up. We have the token in place for this already. The data will be reachable for anybody, so it's just going to be on a branch in our repository. So this should be fully transparent to anybody who wants to check out the data. I actually created this branch already that's used for storing the data so that it's easier for contributors to get this going. Any questions about that?
Is this a
We
good first
estimated.
issue then?
I will say so.
Yeah.
Fine. I will do a quick refinement of that with the poker. Where can I move this window so that is my estimation? Okay. Mac, do you want to vote as well?
Oh,
I don't know. You don't have to. Otherwise, I can go to vote.
my screen, yeah, I don't need to vote. I just lost my screen.
Okay.
Um,
Then I will show this. And we have SSS and XS. Giovanni, any big opinions?
Not at all. I already looked into the tutorials. Should be
It should be fairly
straightforward.
straightforward.
Yeah.
The tutorial is pretty nice. I think anybody can really do that. Okay, then it's so confusing. Where is refined? And then we also have the size. Yes. Cool. Nice. We need more good first issues anyways. Then next one. Actually, I don't think we need to refine that today because that's about cert manager and it's gonna be. Actually, let's do it anyways. So this is one of the tickets as the outcome of the research results of cert manager IO integration that we talked about earlier. This is about creating a test for this. I think this is the least important ticket for that specific integration right now, but we can also talk about this quickly. Anybody have some more insights into that, or should we just postpone this until Andre is there?
I'm a bit confused about the integration test. We already have the integration test that checks our behavior. So the only thing we really need to check is the installation with cert manager IO and exactly the same identical integration test. Or do you had in mind a specific?
Andre is talking about an E2E test here.
Oh,
I don't know. I
but
don't know
then
if we can even
integration
do
test
that
is
right
in the
now.
definition of done, so I'm very confused.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. It's
We can also
execute.
postpone this
Okay.
ticket until.
Sudipto though wants to work on this, so maybe we can discuss a bit because I think the goal is pretty clear. It's just that maybe a typo.
No. This is an execute core integration test. So I misunderstood.
What is
Yeah.
it? Is it an automatic E2E test or a manual one? Or is it integration test?
My interpretation, but a definition of done point is missing.
Maybe let's ask Andre to refine this ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then let's leave this for next week. We can maybe hop to the other two cert manager tickets here.
Can
that
we
are
discuss briefly the last one, 13, because
13.
yes,
Okay, sure.
because I think this one is not really something from the community for the community, because not everyone has access to our DNS settings and the Google Search Console. So I think this is only for maintainers of the organization. But for everyone, for transparency, we will adapt the DNS records. So the new website that Moritz showed us before with mkdocs will be the official keptn.sh. Oh, will be shown under the keptn.sh website. And we will adapt then the Google entries, so Google will match the new content, the new Keptn website, instead of the old Keptn v1 for search engine optimizations.
Yeah, so this is going to be done after the end of life date hits for Keptn v1. Anything to add to this? Otherwise. Cool. Thank you, Johnny. We just postponed the cert manager tickets until next week. Probably better if Andre is here. Talk about it. Okay, then Flo, do you want to estimate more or refine more context propagation tickets?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
This is the tracking one. So yeah, this should be the next one. Yeah, just to recap, in one of the issues we've already defined, we have introduced a new Keptn app context CRD, where we're going to add the pre and post deployment checks and evaluations that used to reside in the Keptn app, and or in the Keptn app, yeah. And this ticket is about adapting the controller logic to use the information from the Keptn app context CRD when creating the Keptn app version for a Keptn app. So basically, at the time of the creation, it should first retrieve the Keptn app context CRD, see what's in there in the pre and post deployment tasks and evaluations, and then pass that on to the spec of the Keptn app version that's being created. And yeah, as you can see here, the important thing here is that this is a breaking change, because also the Keptn app CRD, where those properties used to reside in, will finally be removed also as a part of this PR, because from there on only the Keptn app context will be used for that information.
So to
Okay.
rephrase, this is the PR where we use the CRD we just introduced in the other and do nothing with it.
Exactly. From this PR on, once that is merged, then the Keptn app context will be the only user-defined
Okay.
resource in that regard. So Keptn apps will always be automatically created.
What about documentation for this? We have a whole page about automatic app discovery and stuff. Do we have a separate ticket?
Yes, there's is a
we
separate
do.
ticket for it.
They'll, yeah,
Document how
there's,
users should blah blah blah. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, shall we do a quick roundout estimation?
Sure.
Any questions open? What is MMMMS? Cool. I don't have a strong opinion. So that's size M. Cool. Okay, nice. We have another 4 minutes left. One more to go.
It's more than enough
Yeah.
for the complete epic.
Easy.
No. Okay, it's support for linked traces for Keptn app version. Exactly. So yeah, this is pretty similar actually. So basically also what we have in addition to the pre and post deployment tasks in the Keptn app context, we also have a property called trace links, which contains a list of OpenTelemetry trace IDs. And those can also be propagated through to the Keptn app version. So they're also at the time of creation of the Keptn app version, the controller should take that information from the Keptn app context CRD, pass that into the spec of the Keptn app version, and then the Keptn app version controller, at the time the Keptn app version is started to be reconciled, and when it creates the span for the Keptn app version, it should check for those trace links, and if they are available, it should pass them as links to the OpenTelemetry span that's being created in the span handler. As a reference, when implementing this, you can use the link to the POC where that is already implemented. And yeah, we need to, I will adapt the ticket because we have a, this one here, yeah.
I think we can remove that, right? It's only links,
yeah, exactly.
no
We
parents.
only have trace links, yeah.
Yeah.
So trace parent will not be introduced.
Add the reference spans.
And as
Span
links, exactly. Thank you.
as links. Note that there can only be one parent, but okay, I think this.
I think we can completely
Let's
drop
do-
that sentence
Perfect. Yeah, I'll keep it at that.
for that, yeah.
Let's just leave it like that.
All right.
Quick vote for that as well. Anna, do you want to vote?
I'm undecided,
Oh, sorry.
but I
Questions?
voted.
Where is the window?
We know already what you voted.
Maybe Anna, since you were undecided. Why
Can you remove the voting so I look at the issue?
Yes.
Thank you. First of all, there is a manual end-to-end test. So I know that time is not difficulty, but it's not an immediate check. And then you have to use something which is already there, which usually takes a little bit more than just rewriting it from new. Because you have to make sure to modify everything so that. So I was undecided, I mentioned. For me, also NES is okay, though. I have no strong opinion.
I was about to suggest instead this should be a good candidate for good second day issue.
Second day,
How do you call
day
it?
two,
After,
day
yeah.
two contributor.
Issue contribution.
We
Nice.
should add this new tag.
Spell check OpenTelemetry. Prakriti
Giovanni,
wrote in chat. Yes, for me it sounds very
any strong
straightforward
opinion?
to be implemented because the data is already there. We already have it available in the controller. We just need to access one structure property and pass it through the trace initialization with a simple links. Unit test for that should be rather easy because we cannot really unit test telemetry data, and the manual end-to-end test is running the examples of Keptn. I mean, it's
Do we have
the
to
getting
mock?
started guide.
Do we have anything to mock out of this? I'm out of track.
Not yet.
Really.
I kind of agree with Giovanni on that. Seems fairly straightforward.
Okay, then.
Would also be fine with me.
Okay, cool.
This one is already
Okay.
savvy enough in OpenTelemetry from our contributors. I think this is a great second, after the first issue, the second issue.
That'd be cool, yeah. Okay.
Do we need to worry about different permutations of the apps? I mean, with things like whether using a container or what type of runner you're using, could this affect this at all, or do just
No.
one simple? Okay.
Not at all. This is not related to Keptn tasks at all. Really. We kind of ran out of time now. At least we got through a few tickets. I guess we'll just continue where we left off next week with refinement. See how far we get done. So, any last minute topics from anybody?
Hey everyone, so I have like just a little bit of question here. So I am new to this, so if you can just suggest me any issues so that I can start from there.
Do you want to have a general issue or from this epic, you mean?
General, any issues like
Okay.
Contribution.
You can definitely check out this one that we refined today, for example, if you want to work on pipelines a little bit.
Okay.
So that would be 2628 here.
Start from this. Could you please assign that to me?
You actually need to comment on this ticket so that I can assign you. I will send it into the chat. And then, yeah, and then I can assign it to you. And Geoffrey also had a question, I think.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was wondering, so I spoke with Odubaj on the particular ticket issue to work on. So, but I guess it wasn't refined. Wanted to work on the issue. I don't know what's next, since the particular issue wasn't refined. I was hoping it would be refined.
Which one was that?
Cert manager one, probably, no?
Let me get the title.
Oh, okay.
Disable, exactly. Disable Keptn Stat Manager secrets.
The fourth.
Yeah.
The fourth.
you can pick any other ticket you want for now, and probably work on this next week if you want to. We will probably refine this next week. So as far as I know, you still have something open anyways. And then, as always, you can check other tickets. I don't have any other specific thing for you right now, since you're kind of already out of the good first issue realm, I think. But you can definitely also pick one of those. Maybe one of those. Actually, that's
look
already
up that
assigned.
issues.
Yeah.
I think I will look up other issues to work on.
Sorry? Can you repeat?
I'm saying I will look up other issues to work on. I will check
Okay.
other
Okay,
issues
yeah.
to work on.
Sounds good. Okay, anything else? Okay. Then I think we can conclude the meeting here. Thanks everybody for joining. We're gonna have the next one next Wednesday, but in the other time zone, so it's gonna be the APAC EMEA, APAC EMEA one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen
UTC.
to this meeting over the holidays? Or
Good
the
question.
one? Trip probably.
We're probably gonna skip it and send out a notification on Slack for that.
So, but 2 weeks from today, we'll have a meeting, right, in this time zone? In this time slot.
20th
In
of
this time
December
slot, yeah.
makes sense, yeah.
Yes, there should be.
Okay.
If we're skipping some meetings, we're gonna notify you on Slack anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, then
Good.
have a good day, everybody.
Take care.
Next
Good
week.
Have a
evening,
great one,
everybody.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.